Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Chat with Pip. This is a place where we do a deep dive into hot topics, discuss how it relates to us, affects our lives, our communities, and find out ways to identify these situations and how to overcome and heal from them. I do this channel for fun, so if you guys want to join the family, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post so we can do deep dive discussions. All right, today we're going to talk about the new craze. We have BBLs, lip injections, face tuning, all these different things that are happening on social media. We have like filters, all these things. And now it seems like people they can't be natural anymore. Is natural bodies even real anymore or accepted anymore? Let's talk about it. So we have abundance here and we are going to talk about that topic. So abundance. Now we know the craze that's happening in social media, right? You've seen the beauty standards change. We are now like in the phase of lip injections. We have to have, the Bratz look. Like, I think that's the new trend, the Bratz look. Gotta have the big plump lips, the cat eyes, and also the BBLs. People want the big butts, small waists. I think now big boobs, okay? And you kind of have to be skinny thick, right? That skinny thick look.
Yes. Like the pics. What's the name of the cartoon? Like the those superheroes?
Oh, The Incredibles?
Yes. The mom.
Yes, a mom. Yes, that's very skinny waist, big butt, big hips, and you're still kind of skinny,
Mm-hmm.
So, and also like you notice that like face tuning, right? We have all these filters now that makes a person look completely different than what they actually are. Do you feel more pressure now? Look wise?
I would have to say I do feel pressure from my looks, but not necessarily for the exact look that everybody's going for.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe of course, I want the small waist. A small stomach and thick thighs, whatever. Right? I want that, but like the way that they have it, not exactly that. Because I know, I guess, because of being educated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Knowing that some of those things may not have good results, and then also hearing all of the incidents where women have died.
Yes, because BBLs, if you guys don't know, BBLs are one of the most dangerous procedures somebody can do. The fat can actually go into your blood vessels and cause like a clot, and then you could end up dying from that. And it happens a lot, but it's still one of the number one procedures that women run and get, along with like a lot of people. Lip injections, I think the new craze too is like the teeth, right? The teeth, you shave off your whole good ass teeth, to go put fake teeth on. And I was like watching this YouTuber that just did it. Like, she did everything. That's the biggest craze now. And like they said, like the veneers,
yes,
it actually, like, you have so much food stuck in your teeth, more than like your regular teeth. Like, you got to constantly floss. Like, it's so unhygienic, but it looks beautiful. It doesn't stain, it doesn't do it, and it's always perfect. So I think that's what people are looking for. But do you think people are doing that because they're trying to look like what they need to look like on Instagram?
Yes, and you know what? Now that I think about it, because a lot of people are into having their own, either whether they're entrepreneurs or they're just trying to make it big on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So the pressure is on to look the part.
Right.
You know, like
Mm-hmm.
I even had a conversation with somebody the other day,
Yeah.
and I was just, you know, because there's a couple things that I'm working on right now, and one of the first things he said was, "You got to work on your image. Sex sells."
Oh, wow.
And he was just saying it as a friend,
Yeah.
you know. And I know he wasn't being vindictive, or he didn't have any bad motives, but he was just being real with me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the pressure that a lot of people have. It's not just trying to fit in society, but social media has really taken over. And not only because of the whole mental stability, but people are actually trying to sell their brand.
Yeah, it's become a big business to become a social light, right? Or is a social media influencer? And
But it's so many things. It's not only social media influencer, but there's people into network marketing. There's people that have a product to sell. There's people that want to, you know, like they're just like whatever they're into, you have to use social media.
And people tend to want to buy from attractive people who look the part. Even if there's no social media, people will more likely buy a product from someone who looks a certain way, even if their product is not as good as a person who doesn't look the part, you know? So it's like sex sells even if you're not trying to sell sex. Just people wanting to have sex with you or wanting to look like you so other people want to have sex with them, okay? It's really like what is happening. But it's like it's becoming something so dangerous. And it's, you know, imagine a society like back in the days, like men, you know, you can walk around with, you know, no makeup on. You can walk around with, you know, looking a certain way, and you could still be considered attractive to men, okay? But then now, you know, you have these, you know, these new images that are coming out to even these children out here. And now your natural beauty is not enough. Like, people don't feel comfortable going on camera without a filter on, even with full face of makeup. Because first it was makeup, you know, we use makeup to cover our scars, to get rid of our pores, you know.
You know, one of the things that I'm told all the time, because like on a regular day, I don't have makeup on, right? I guess because of just my lifestyle and some of the things that I do. But I've been told over and over again, especially in recent years, in order for me to get a husband, I have to start wearing makeup.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. And the thing is, I don't totally disagree with, because like, yeah, you do have to upkeep your appearance, right?
But what does makeup have to do with upkeeping your appearance? Like, shouldn't you be just making sure your skin is clear and that you're, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you want to go out, right? And back in the days, you could have probably gone out with, and maybe back in the days, they would have thought, oh, what a cool girl. She is so natural, you know? She has natural hair, natural skin. I love that. Huh?
You still have some men that like the natural look, but then you look at the quality of men that are into the natural look, and some people don't want that type of man.
I got you. I got you. Right.
So it's like, so the thing about it, it's like, so with this, like the majority, right? When their standards and what they expect, it's like, you try to conform, because at the end of the day, you know, like in my case, I do want the husband. In my case, or like even just getting a job, or even
the expectation now is there, whereas before it was a a plus. Like, you wear makeup when you go out. Oh, you clean up nice. It wasn't something that it was necessary. Now, like, if a woman comes out without, like, I've had that happen to me where, like, all of a sudden, like, I came out, I had no makeup. They'll be like, you look so tired today. You look so tired. You look, are you okay? And it's like, damn, that's my regular face. Like, and it's like, back in the days, I probably could come out there with, my bare face, and I would never be looked at twice to be like, are you okay? And it's just like, are men starting to normalize this look? Like, so now you have to have that appearance in order for you, like you said, to capture a husband, to capture their attention. And then, like, if you are not wearing those things, you're like low level woman now. You're like, oh, like, I don't want to talk to her. And why is that happening if you do feel that way?
Yeah, like again, it's just something that like in this case, it's not just, even before social media popped off the way it did now, it's like the expectations of society was already there. Then you have, just the media and social media, they set the standard. And then this is because, remember, today, we go on our social media pages every day, every second. As soon as you pick up the phone, you're looking at your notifications.
Yes. Back in the days, we did not do that. We didn't do that. We didn't even have the internet to do that. Like, we didn't have the phone. You had to go home, go on your computer, and go look it up. You couldn't just pull up your phone and then the internet popped up and you can just go check your mail. And no.
Right. So the thing about it is, like, this is like programmed. So subliminal messages are created in our minds.
Mm-hmm.
These are the things that, we expect on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing that even more and more now. Like, even with just the body image. Now, I understand wanting to have a good figure. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've always had this thing about, not being overweight, having muscles, toning up, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people that are not educated about a healthy lifestyle, they do all these they have these unrealistic expectations, doing unrealistic things, whether it's surgery, whether it's, putting on a waist trainer the whole day, or you have like the anorexia and, different things like that. But even, I guess also it depends on your circle as well, because I'm around people that talk about healthy lifestyle. So I understand that even for me to get that body, I have to work hard for it.
And then you got to maintain it.
And you have to maintain it. Mm-hmm. Like, even the BBL that people trying to get, it's going to, like, if you get it the natural way, it takes like at least a good year to get, you get your squats in.
Oh, God, not the squats, child. And then you got to keep doing those squats to maintain the muscle, because once you stop doing those squats, that butt is gone, okay?
Yeah, so it's those squats, it's those planks, it's those leg exercises, it's those leg lifts, and different. Like, you really got to put in the work, and you have to change your eating, and then people are not willing to do that part.
But do you think that it's causing an unrealistic expectation in men to choose women because they're seeing certain women in filters, in makeup, in certain things, and then they're getting their body done? Because before, it started out with like makeup and like maybe we do like a little corset here and there, right? And then now these people are running to do the whole BBL trend. So then your body now looks like what you would have put a corset on to get, right? And your face is now looking like what, you would have just put a Facetune on. Now you can go and get your mini facelift, your lip injections. Now you put on the contacts. You got the eyelash going, long ass eyelashes that are, not even normal, right? So now when you take off your eyelashes, you look crazy. Now when you take off your lips,
people accuse you of catfishing. That's
the catfishing.
That's the part that I'm kind of like, what do you expect?
But it comes back to, like, I would say it goes back to now that as we start getting worse and worse into, because we've always had this issue where these magazines have always created, the beauty standard. It's all about, if you listen, like I watched this video where it's like, look at the words they use, allure, like they're trying to mesmerize, obviously, the opposite sex into wanting you, and they usually always say, they've always used to preach when we were growing up in church, right? Like that makeup is witchcraft, to some degree, because you're basically like sculpting out your face to create, like, the blush that we put on our face, that's what happens when you get sexually aroused. Your cheeks get red, So these the red lips, that's also happens when you're getting sexually aroused. The smoky eye, that's to make them pay attention to your eyes. And when you're looking to somebody's eyes, it mesmerizes you when they speak. So these are like they've been saying that. Yeah, and then you have, like, the earrings. The earrings kind of balance out your face, so it allows you to have symmetry that you wouldn't have without the earrings, and that also makes you look more attractive. So everything is done to allure and to all the words of the magazines that make you, like, basically attract the opposite sex. And I remember, like, they used to tell us, like, don't wear makeup, don't wear this, don't wear that, and it felt at the time that it was like, you guys are just so overwhelming, but as time goes on and you see the detriment that is happening to the feminine energy, because now you have what they're doing now. A man can now reproduce what we are. Now that you're having someone sculpt out your body, they are also putting on makeup on themselves to basically soften this and etch out that. They're luring men with it. They put on wigs just like how we're putting on wigs. They're doing their body. They're getting their BBLs. They're doing all these things that we are also doing, and now the feminine energy is lost because anybody can sculpt it out at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was something that was go ahead.
And crazy, I mean, not all the churches, because you still have some churches that stick by the rule of no makeup, no relaxing your hair. They still, but some of the churches that was, like, strict about the makeup and about the hair, they got lax. Like, some of those rules either got taken out or toned down because they're following society.
Yeah, and people, and I also feel like, I think the way that they told the rules, now that I look back on it, the rules are not because it's just some rule that God created. It really is to make you love yourself, like, as is. And we don't understand. It's a self-love, understanding that you're beautiful the way you are type of energy that we miss because we're like, God looks down on. That is not why God made that rule, clearly, because now you have people who just don't have any love for themselves at all. And you realize more and more how they're making you feel less and less like you are beautiful. The person that you are is now, it's not enough. In order for you to even be considered good enough, you're going to have to paint your face, paint your nails, paint your toes, paint all, when you could have just been naturally loved for who you are. Now we would beg for those days to come back where a guy would just think you're beautiful the way you are, For now you look like a low maintenance woman, which is not what they're looking for anymore. They have propelled the woman that has done everything to basically, allure the men. You have to put the nails on.
And you know what's crazy about it? They want a high maintenance looking woman, but wish she was low maintenance. Because with the high maintenance looking, not all,
Yeah.
but a lot of them, they look high maintenance. That means they are high maintenance. That means it's going to go in your pockets.
Yeah.
That means it's just certain things, the way certain things are. But it's like it's an unrealistic thing where she needs to look apart, but they want her to be simple. They want her to be down to earth. Like, pick one or the other.
Right. It's like you want an effortlessly looking high maintenance woman. Like you see these makeup tutorials where they show you how to look natural, but it's like the amount of makeup they put on their face just to look like you just woke up, okay, is strange. They just don't want to show they want you to look like, no bags on either eyes when you wake up. No, just like your lips naturally look plump and naturally look pink and and your eyes are always awake. Like everything just looks completely placed together, and that's the natural look. And then men think that is how you look naturally because these people are wearing full face of makeup. I mean, I'm talking about, I saw their whole face is lathered, okay, with makeup and what do you call it? What's that thing? The worst thing now, the contour, which is we learned from drag queens. The contour is like the deadliest thing we've ever learned. That contouring, that can make anybody's face turn into anything you want it to be,
Yes.
And now it makes you think, oh yeah, their face looks like that, when really it doesn't. And now men think that's how you look. So,
because I think that the more realistic approach really should be working on our face as far as a healthy lifestyle that would give us a healthy skin, coming up with good skin regimen, right? And then put on makeup when it's time to put it on.
Right. Or you shouldn't even feel because even when these celebrities, they go and they don't wear makeup, right? But you got to know, they go to these skin therapists that does a whole bunch of laser treatments on them, on their eye bags, on their this. So even when they look beautiful, natural, without makeup, there's a lot of work that they're doing, even like to the fillers that they're putting in to like sculpt out their face a little bit more. These celebrities are still doing things to make themselves look like effortlessly natural. That's the look they want to give. Effortlessly natural, but is very high maintenance to obtain that effortlessly natural look that, some women have it. It's very rare, okay? But some women have that like naturally effortless, beautiful look. And some people, they look better without makeup than they do with makeup, Very rare, but it happens. But
yeah, because the thing is, it's like to really take care of your skin, you're gonna have to put the work in as far as changing your lifestyle, and a lot of people don't want to do that.
And you know what
finding those products, finding like natural products, it's expensive. It adds up.
It adds up to me because it's not, and then it goes back to it's just not how, like, even when we age, we can't age properly because it's like you have this pressure where you see these celebrities, they all got to get Botox at a certain age, you never really see the natural progression of age. So then when you're aging, you think something is wrong with you because they're aging backwards, okay? And you're aging like spoiled milk, but this is the natural aging process. And now you're messing up even relationships because we can't even we're so looking at each other on like this, the outside area. We're not even paying attention because it's like, oh, she's so low maintenance. No, I don't want her. When really and truly, you're actually being natural, and you should be loved for being naturally beautiful, the real naturally beautiful. But it's just like we've been conditioned to think natural is an unnatural look is natural. Even these people, they'll get a nose job. It changes your whole face. A nose job can change your whole face. And they're like, well, I'm natural no, you're not, because you just altered your face by just changing your nose. You just altered your face by changing the way your eyes shape. Even the eyebrow lift changes your whole face, you know? So, and then I want to talk about, like, you notice that, and somebody had brought it up to me, where, okay, you notice black women are like, you have to be like to the nines. You notice, like, you have to have like your face got to be beat, your hair got to be worth $1,000, right? You got to have the stiletto nails, okay? You have to look really, really high end, you know? And then you watch movies like Twilight, where that white girl looks basic as hell, no makeup, okay? Shabby hair, and she is the love interest, okay? Everybody's fighting over her. And then that also gives us the illusion that we have to look to the nines to be considered even worthy of looking at. And then at the same token, that white woman can look like her natural barefaced self and be considered a prize.
That's right. And then, another thing too, and I joke about it. It is some truth to it, but then at the same time, it creates this unrealistic standard about black women. We say things like, black don't crack.
Oh God, yes. I was gonna bring that up too. The black don't crack while I'm over here cracking.
Hey. I do agree that, a lot of us don't, we age gracefully, Mm-hmm. I do give us that, but it's like, that's not going to be the standard for all black women.
It isn't. And on top of that, it just puts a lot of pressure, again, putting pressure on the beauty standard. And so now, maybe if you don't fit into that, you're going to have to go and get that work done so you can fit into the black society, to be like, okay, black don't crack, right? I didn't crack. But like, it's a big issue that, it's happening. And I think it's every race. It's every race is happening to, because even like, Indian women are known for being hairy. Mm-hmm. But with all this stuff about laser and you see, everybody looks like they're a naked mole rat, right? There's no hair on anybody's body that you see online or anything. They look like they never have a stubble, okay? So then now those same women who used to be accepted even though they were hairy, now they're going to have to go and get that laser done, because men have now, they don't see that as a real woman anymore. Like, they don't even know what that look, because when they've been growing up and watching social media, all they've seen is women that look like this. So now when you show them,
let's go deeper. Mm-hmm. Pornography.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because it already created this unrealistic standard from the beginning. It already did, but then it just got worse because you already have social media in play. And then, majority of the time, now they do have like the more natural looking people, but that's like the weird side of it. But, it's like the top rated ones.
Yeah. They got to be skinny. They got to be, they got to have big boobs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they got to be fake. It's never natural boobs. It's always got to be rock hard boobs, big as hell. Okay.
Because like the real ones, and I'm speaking from experience, real breasts, they hang.
Yep. And they don't, when you lay down, they go to the side. They don't just stand up like.
Yeah.
But when you watch porn, you might think that's how women's breasts are supposed to look.
And then majority of them are shaven.
Yes.
So then when you're in a real situation and a guy's acting funny,
Mm-hmm.
and because you didn't, and I'm like, it's like, I'm not going to be doing that every day.
Right.
I'm not going to be shaving every day. Like, that's like a whole process.
Yes, which they, and but back in the days, they used to say that men didn't even know that women pooped or anything. So it's like, it's still playing out in some degree in different ways now, where it's like a lot of men don't believe that women have any hair anywhere. And then there's women buying, making sure they keep that delusion running, because even like Trump, Melania, he said he's never heard her fart, never heard. It's like she made sure she's away from him anytime she does anything like that. And keeping that illusion is actually, look, people like her kept that illusion, and she ended up being with somebody who's a billionaire.
Plastic.
But look what plastic gets you. That's the whole point. Like, the more that you're investing in your body, look at the Kardashians. Look how the more they've become faker and faker and faker, they have, the more surgery they do is the more they climb. Look at Khloe. The more that she started losing weight, started doing surgery, started doing all this stuff, now all of a sudden she wasn't even invited to the Met Gala for years. Even if her sisters were invited, she was not invited. She wasn't good enough. Now that she's gotten super, super skinny, right? Did all the surgery on her face, made her hair super, super blonde, and everything, got her nails, stiletto shaped and everything. Now she's invited to all these things.
And she looks sick.
And she and to you she may look sick, but for other people she looks the best she's ever looked in her life, and she's getting rewarded for all that. So then what it does to women is make you look at those women and want to emulate that. Like, hey, if I invest and do all that stuff, I will get, even if I don't end up staying with a man, hey, I end up getting more opportunities. I get treated a different way. I get treated more special. I get invited to better stuff. Because even when I was growing up, I remember one of my aunts, she wouldn't invite my stepmom to certain things because she was too fat, she said. This is your family member that didn't want to invite you because you were a bad look.
Right.
And they're trying to impress certain people, and you being a certain weight, they can't impress those people. They have to see you as a sex object. Like, you bring them around, they're like, wow, she's so beautiful, and the men are like, wow, she's so, she's just a grace. And then that's what makes them, want to, talk to you. And then they look at you, if you're this and that, they don't want to talk to you because you clearly don't take care of yourself. You're clearly a this and you're clearly a that. But it's becoming so prevalent that it's like, I think it's worse than it's ever been. And not to mention, people are not even naturally exercising the way they used to, because we can't walk as much. We are not as active as we used to be. So of course we're going to put on weight now. We're more obese than we've ever been. Meanwhile,
and what they put in the food.
Exactly, what they put in the food too. And now the beauty standards have changed to make you have to be, the only way you can achieve it is through surgery, because of everything they've done to make us less active. They even take away like PE in the schools, kids don't play outside anymore. They only play on their video games, right? They play on their iPads. So even if you want to be healthy at that age, it's harder and harder for people to get healthy. Then parents are not home as much anymore, so they kind of give their child, a Happy Meal, okay? And then we're building up a society that is bigger. We are a bigger society, and you would think that the beauty standard would be okay with a bigger women, right? But now, as we are getting bigger, they are only showing images of smaller and smaller women with all the fat in all the right places, when we know fat doesn't distribute like that. And the only way we can actually redistribute our fat the way they want us to, because now they have you can like take your fat and put in your boobs too. You don't have to put in the breast implant. The same way they can transfer the fat to your butt, they can transfer the fat to your boobs.
Yeah.
So, and that's the kind of like look that they want.
Now the thing about it, like, like I said earlier, and it really does take education and just having the right people around you to even improve your body the natural way. It takes a lot.
But is that, even if you were to be healthy and naturally healthy, is that body even desirable anymore? Because you could be skinny but not have boobs. You could be healthy but not have a butt, not have hips. Okay.
Well, what I'm talking about though is not just the working out is not going to help your boobs, but like if you're working out to at least get a butt, that takes a lot of work, and and I'm not just talking about the eating, but even the workouts itself. And a lot of people are not even set up that way to do all those, to do all of those things.
Yeah.
So it's like even to lose weight, it's like it takes a lot of brain power.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make the lifestyle change, your mind has to be ready. Because people are literally going through stuff where you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with stress,
and it's at a highest level, and it's at the highest level it has ever been.
Yeah,
and that's the problem too. It's like you're dictating a body image that is so difficult to maintain for multiple reasons. You talk mentally, we are at a very high rate of mental illness right now. We are getting food that is pumped with a whole bunch of hormones that is causing us to put on extra weight. The cheapest food are the most unhealthy food, okay? And then we're having a wage issue, okay? Then we're not being able to exercise as often because we don't have the time, okay, for what we're trying to do. And on top of that, like when you live in like another country, you always walking. It's natural, and so you're automatically maintaining your weight at least. Like even in Europe, they walk everywhere. So like they eat a lot of pasta and stuff, but they're also always walking, and that's why they don't really put on weight. But us, they've given us a society where we have to get to work on time, right? So then we got to get a car because we can't rely on the bus all the time, right? Everything has to be done fast, quick, there's no room for you to really take time for yourself. And by the time you really do take time for yourself, all you want to do is lay down, eat a cup of ice cream or some chips, right? Mm-hmm. Because it comforts you and then it prepares you emotionally for the next day to do it all over again.
And you touched on a good topic because it's like our lives, an average person's lifestyle is not shaped for health and wellness. Like you literally have to make it happen. And to even take a step further, look at how a lot of our neighborhoods are built. Mm-hmm. Like the only time I see people like walk outdoors and things like that is if they have like a nice scenery outside. Like back in the day when where I used to live, everything was walking distance. So it's like, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna go to the corner store. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over there. Yeah. But then the way everything's built, it's like, especially like we have like a lot of closed communities, for instance. To even get out the closed community is going to take you about a good 20, 30 minutes. And then you have stuff nearby, but not walking distance, but driving distance.
Yeah.
And because like
that's a good point.
When I moved to the suburbs, I was walking for a while because I didn't have a car. I was a teenager, and then I was a young adult who didn't have a car for a while. And one of the things I hated was being that sweaty black chick walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just felt out of place.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like, it depends on where you live in the United States. So being in Florida, it's impossible to live it without a car. Almost impossible. So it's like society shapes. The most people allow society to shape their life and their lifestyle. But to even make a decision about changing your lifestyle, it's a lot of hard work. And that's why when people lose 1 or 5 pounds, you have to applaud them.
Okay.
Because that 1 or 2 pounds is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying it from experience, where you have to make a decision to, like, okay, despite of how my life is set up, I'm gonna have to change the way I eat. Despite of how I feel, like, a majority of our jobs are stressful. So we come from a stressful day at work, and we talking about going to work out for 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I'm going to wake up early in the morning to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Your average person is going to have a difficult time doing that.
And, we do see and then we see on social media, people look a certain way, right? But when you go to that same, like, okay, they only show, like, the people with, like, the fit bodies. Most of these people are probably influencers making money off of their body. So clearly they invest in their body because they're making money off of their body. Even if you're, like, trying to get a man to pay your way, you're basically investing in your body because it allures men to do so. But for other people, who making their bread and butter, not through their body, but through their brain or through their this, they're not trying. It's like that's the last thing on their mind. They're really just trying to make sure they're maintaining what they have. But it's hard because back in the days, natural women were getting married. Natural women, it was okay for you to be natural. But now it's becoming a problem because men go on social media, all they see is a certain type of body, then they go and look outside, and women don't look anything like that. So then maybe when they see a woman who looks exactly like, they're like, oh my god, let me really, because this is supposed to be the highlight, right? I don't know, but I just feel like it's unrealistic. Mm-hmm. In the same breath, I think that men are saying they feel like they have an unrealistic expectation on themselves too, because people like Kevin Samuels and also a lot of women are just basically like saying they ain't gonna date nobody who ain't making 6 figures, and they ain't gonna make all these different stuff, and this woman doesn't have anything going on, and it's like they also feel like they're in a society where it's hard for them to make the money that that they want to make, but now it's like you have to be making 6 figures, which is, by the way, only 10% of people make 6 figures in America, and like we're acting like most people make that money when most people don't. And we are influenced by social media to believe that everybody, because when you're on social media, all you see is people showing you them at the beach, they're taking vacation, they're on a boat, and so you're just like believing that people's images are like that, and people's life is actually like that, and it's not.
Let me rewind, because I remember you said something about like natural, like realistic expectation, right? And it reminded me of something I saw on Facebook. It was like a picture of a muumuu. You know what a muumuu is, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, your grandma wore this, or your grandmama looked like this, and she had about 16 kids.
Okay.
With the same husband.
Yep.
And then now it's like we're killing ourselves to make a certain amount of money, and we're killing ourselves to look a certain way just to even have a man look at us.
And then everybody is doing the same thing. So you're just a dime a dozen, including men now. Men are also looking like us as well, right? So, and they're probably going to look better than us by the end of it all, because the image that they're presenting is that of a drag queen or that of a transgender. Like, that is a new woman, because all that like makeup, right, that they're wanting us to wear, right? Who needs to wear that in order for them to attract, to be accepted as women? They have a extreme version of women in their own minds. They have to be 10 times more of a woman than us to be considered a woman, right? So then and also the surgeries that they do are covered by insurance. Like, so if you wanted a surgery, you'd have to pay for that in cash. But they want that same surgery. They get insurance paying for their gender surgeries, to get boob implant. And they get to sculpt their body out in the way that Instagram makes people do. Because even, like, they've caught Instagram influencers or social media influencers, and they've seen that they've actually been altering their bodies using, Photoshop or whatever. So it's not only that they're actually getting their bodies done, some of them are actually just posting pictures. They find them outside, and then they look like completely opposite. Their waist is not as small, their butt is not as big, their face is not as like as beat, right? But who can do it? Who has the ability to do it? A transgender.
But let me talk about these filters really quick, because I'm just like, I have a few friends that I noticed. I didn't even realize, because like their pictures always came out nice, and it wasn't until I realized, like, we took some pictures together or whatever. And she's on and one of my friends was just on the phone for a while.
Yeah.
Like, when you take pictures and you put it on social media right away. You're like, oh, this is cute. You just click, whatever. This girl was on the phone for a couple minutes. And then that's when I was like, she looks smaller.
Oh, see? There you go.
Or like you have to turn your body a certain way. And even even subconsciously, I'm guilty of it. When I take a selfie, I turn one way.
Oh, yeah.
I just, because if I turn the other way, if I look straight ahead, you're going to see how fat I am for real.
Right. And then because when you're looking at yourself through that camera actually makes you look bigger than what you are. It's weird. They always said that, like, the camera always add 10 pounds. And that's why when you see these stars, they look so much smaller than what you saw them on camera. Because the camera, the way the angles are, it actually doesn't depict how you look. You ever took a picture of yourself on the phone and you're like, ew. And then you look in the mirror, you don't look nothing like that. Like, we actually don't see the right person. And so when a lot of these people, they actually have something called like an Instagram surgery, where you try to make your face look like, Instagram ready. Okay. So when you look at like Kylie, right? Kylie Jenner, and even you notice that when she's talking on the camera, she looks awful, but in the pictures, she looks great. So you have a face that's built for a picture, but in real life, your face is not good, Like, it doesn't look right. It's not moving. It looks stuffed up with a whole bunch of fillers. But in all actuality, you had a great face that every angle looks great for selfie purposes.
Right. And that even proves the point of even more about the unhealthy expectations, because a lot of times we judge ourselves based on how the selfies are coming out.
Yes.
Based on how the pic, or sometimes I used to I used to be wanting to fight people because they want to we take group pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, y'all heifers are not even my friend. Y'all could have told me that I looked fat here, or y'all could have told me that my shirt wasn't right, or my hair ain't look,
right.
So, but in all seriousness, it does affect how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, majority of my pictures on social media is when I know I look good. Like, oh, I just got my hair done.
Same.
Or I took more pictures when I lost the weight a couple years ago. And a friend of mine pointed that out. He said, "You don't take pictures no more." I'm like, "No crap, man. I gained back my weight."
Right.
It's just it adds on to that. Even just you attempting to take a picture, you're like, oh, forget it. There's times where I took pictures, I'm like, I ain't gonna post it. I don't look right.
Right.
And then that just messes up your mood for the whole rest of the day.
And then, we have to understand that, okay, the lens that we're taking our pictures at, we only see 20/20. They're probably seeing 100 on that lens. So we see all these, marks on our face. That thing captures all the marks on your face and everything that maybe somebody else would never see, because it has a zoom. It has more of, you're able to see more than your own regular eye. But we're viewing ourselves from that camera and not from the actual eye that we see ourselves in. So us trying to look as perfect as we can based on that filter, based on camera alone, is just already gonna beat us up, because it's like a magnifying glass. It shows every pore, every problem, and then that's why we feel, because it's already putting so much extra that we normally wouldn't even see in ourselves. Now we're gonna have to put a filter on it. Right? But then it's like, oh, there's more filters. There's some stuff that change your whole your lip structure, your eye structure, your nose structure. And these people can do videos with this filter on their face. And then you think they look like that, and they look nothing like that. And it's just and then when people see you in that, and then if you look like that, right? And you don't look like how you look on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, and people want to see you, you're not going to want to come out the door, because you're afraid that if they actually see how you actually look, they will never, they'll be like, what the hell is that? They won't even recognize you. So then now you become antisocial, but you still want you still want that attention. So now you keep posting more and more pictures that are altered and filtered. And then more and more, you're losing your self-confidence. But the only way you feel attractive now is through this fake image that you've created on social media, that you can basically manipulate as much as you want.
Yeah, but it's just it's sad, when you really think about it, because it molds the way that we operate, the expectation that we have of ourselves, the expectation that we have of other people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I'm even just talking about it, I'm realizing it even more, because like I said, when things was going good with the weight loss, and I was posting a lot. I was posting pictures every day. I mean, because it was part of the program to kind of okay, this is our workout, this is our regimen.
Yeah.
But even just me dressing, I was dressing up more. I was doing makeup more.
Yep, you look at yourself more.
More. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And you look at yourself more in the mirror. You're like, ooh, you just feel more confident about yourself.
Right. And then it's we're so, as humans, we already have insecurities, but social media just magnifies it more, and people are mean.
Oh yeah.
It was a comedian, B. Simone. She's on Wild 'N Out.
Oh yeah, they make fun of her all the time.
And they
because
make
of her
fun of her all the
stomach.
time.
Yeah, she didn't get a BB, like, because her body doesn't look a certain way. That they're, again, that's because of that fake idea of what women's body look like. It's all like they want you to look like Saweetie. Saweetie got her body done. Okay.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian got her body done. Beyonce got her body done. Okay. All these people got their body done. I'm not trying to say they don't work hard, because you still do have to maintain your body. But in order for them to have that body, that's what I was trying to go back to. Even your natural body is not attractive anymore. Because even if you work out and do whatever, it's still not enough. Look at Khloe Kardashian. She had to put the ass in, the this in. She had to took out the rib cage, allegedly. Okay, it's a lot more than just, okay, my body looks naturally good. It's not enough. Because Kim Kardashian's body was naturally nice, right? Beyonce's body was naturally nice, but still, they all felt like they had to add and subtract from their body to fully get the rewards of having certain looks, So
yeah, like Chloe looked nice when she first lost the weight.
But she didn't have no ass. There you go. She didn't have no ass. She didn't have the nose job. She didn't have the certain type of hair. There's a lot of things. The natural body is not enough anymore, even if you're healthy, even if you have done all the work, because you could have done all the work. Maybe you have a little skin, right? Skin left over, right? But it's still not that. It's still not bad. Back in the days, you would still be hollered at. Okay? Mm-hmm. But nowadays, you're still like, guess who's going to get the attention? The girl whose body is sculpted out with the very tiny waist that a lot of people are breaking their ribs to get. Okay? Breaking their ribs in to get that small waist. Okay? And then most people who have big hips and the big butt, they tend to have a stomach. They don't want you to have a stomach. They want you to have a very flat stomach and have a really big butt, thighs, boobs. The boobs got to be perky, so then you got to put in, so then you're having these boobs. It's too flapjack. Okay, you can't have the flapjack boobs, and it's not just flapjack boobs. You have to have that perk that comes with the implant. So it's becoming to the point where even your natural body, if it was even healthy, that's a generic body. That's basic. Like, that's a basic body. You need to add to your body in order. But then I somebody said something like, like it's a spirit, because I don't know if you ever notice. You notice when you put on nails how you tend to act different, like, or you feel different. It just kind of comes over you, and then put something else, get your hair done too, right?
Right.
And it's always if you like do your hair, right? It's not like you have your hair naturally, if it's hair natural or whatever. Even if you're a white woman, it's always like, even for a white woman, coloring your hair is what makes you feel more attractive. Okay. For black women, relaxing your hair is what makes you feel more attractive. Okay. And then you see this, like, the spirit kind of take over you every time that you add more stuff. When you put the makeup on, don't you feel a little different? Somehow you feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more superior, right? And you feel good about yourself, but it's all fake, because as soon as you take that all off, take off the nails, you feel like a regular person. But it's just as soon as you add these things, even coloring your hair, adding a hint of color to your hair could change how you feel about yourself. Red, blonde, whatever it is, just add that color in and it just changes how you feel about yourself. So could you imagine how it feels for somebody to add boobs on, add an ass on, sculpt their waist out? If we feel so good with just a little nails, even first of all, just to color your nails, you feel a little better, right? Now add the stiletto nails on top of that. How you feel? Even better, right? Add the makeup on. How you feel? Better. Now add like a professional makeup on. How you feel? Even better, And it just keeps going. But now, back in the days, it's like you get your nails done, you get your hair done. That was for a special occasion, Now, you better look like that every day. Wake up. Wake up
And
looking like that.
I was in a relationship where that was one of the reasons why my ex-boyfriend cheated on me, because I did not do those things every day.
Right.
And it's like now, I'm not saying that we don't keep up our appearance and we don't care about how we look. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, like, and I'm sure the standard is probably a little bit higher now.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, like, yeah, it's like, as long as I'm keeping myself up, why do I have to do that? Like, why is the extra stuff the norm?
Yeah. What is norm now is the extra stuff. And then...
And it really depends on your lifestyle as well, because, like, even the type of work that I do, I'm not going to put on makeup to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
The type of work that I do, like, you're not going to see me put on acrylics, you know? It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I may paint my nails. I may get a gel on my natural nails.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then, but it's not going to get done every day. But just keeping up myself and making sure I'm well groomed, and then doing the things that I need to do as far as living a healthy lifestyle so that I could be naturally at my best. That's what I'm responsible for.
But even that, you look like you're not trying anymore. You know, doing all of that, now it looks like you're barely doing the bare minimum at this point.
And even just the self-care is a lot of work.
Oh my God,
and
yeah.
And that's the thing that people don't even realize. Like, finding the skincare regimen, work and money. You know, keeping a good figure, staying at a manageable weight. That's work.
Oh my God, that's a lot of work, because then you have the people who usually end up like, you know, that are fit. They usually wake up every morning. They might do a run every morning. They have to wake up extra early,
Yes.
do that run or do that walk, or, you know, whatever they're doing. They make it. They put it a part of their stuff, their regular lifestyle. But it's just like, it's still, I feel like a lot of them, they do it too because they have to, because people don't respect them or take them seriously. Their job requires them to look a certain way too. You know, I notice a lot of the people who do that, they have to maintain a certain image, even if they're not on social media, just in order to be taken seriously with another professional. They have to look the part, and they have to put that out there, and then they'll want to work with you just because you look like you're healthy, and they want to do work with you because you look the part, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that's a big part of it too, because I mean, even in jobs, that's not even about image. It's just the respect that you get from other people, just like how people treat you on the regular when you collaborate with people, even interviewing for a job.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I remember when I was working for, I forgot where I was working, but I had actually been going to a trainer, right? So I was eating right at the time, begrudgingly, right? And I was dressing up a certain way. I felt like I had to dress up a certain way for some reason, because that's the only way I would get respect, or just, you know, like, I don't know. I needed, that's all people complimented me on, right? So I felt like I had to maintain that. And when I was doing that, weirdly enough, yes, I did. Like, they ended up giving me a promotion. They ended up, like, you know, all the men were desiring of me. Even the freaking patients were like, oh, that's a looker right there. You know what I'm saying? And the moment that I started, like, eating back again and it just kind of went down the drain. Like, it just kind of just, whoop. And it's just like, damn, like, you really, like, it's true. Sex sells. People look at you and they think about sex. But now imagine if they've changed changed the mindset of what is considered a good image now. Because before, maybe it was doable, right? Maybe it was doable before, but now it's not even doable to even say, okay, let me just go to the gym and lose some weight. There's some people who have that body. There's some people who have the small waist, the big butt, the big hips, the perky breasts, right? The long hair. There's some people who have that, right? But not most people, but I'm saying a lot of people don't. And the only option they have is to do all that. Because even for myself, I don't have a big butt. And at least before, I felt like even if I didn't have a big butt, it didn't really matter, right? Yes, they would point it out, but it didn't really matter. It didn't affect my dating life, okay? But now I feel like it would, because it's like you need to have a big butt. You need to have a really big butt, not just a regular big butt. You need to have a huge butt. You need to have a shelf in the back of you, right? And it's just like it's getting harder and harder to figure out what is attractive now. Because even before, like, even if you could say you was thick, and thick was beautiful too, right? Being a little bit overweight and still being thick was still sexy to men.
Yeah.
No, now not anymore. Like, no, girl, you need to have...
It's the type of men. It's the type, and I'm saying this as a thick chick myself.
Mm-hmm.
I realize that when I put on, because I've always been a little thick, right?
Right.
But I realized, like, when I'm at my heaviest, I attract certain type of people. Versus when I'm at my best or when I'm at a good place, I attract different people.
Right.
You know, it's like, and I don't mean to sound any type of way. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the people that I've attracted being bigger was lower quality.
Right. It's true. It's
and
very, very true.
I didn't want to say it, but we're being real. And that's what it is. So I think, I mean, that's not the only reason why I'm going back on my weight loss journey. I mean, I have health stuff going on as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then also me as a person, I'm not trying to be skinny, but I'm like, okay, this is not...
You feel better too. You do feel better when you're...
better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as you get older, you notice it, because it's like when I'm eating terribly, I feel sick.
Oh my God, yeah. When you get older, oh my God, the same food before, first of all, it affects your body differently. It affects your body differently. You get bloated super quick. So, like, damn, like, everything is just like, you have to, like, be careful now. Everything that you put in your body now. Everything could cause it to go out of whack.
Yeah. So that was like the harsh reality that I had to accept. Like, dang. Like, I was joking with a friend of mine. We went out yesterday, and I'm like, dang, because I went to go get Diet Coke. And I'm like, dang, I'm one of those people now.
What do you mean you're one of those people?
Like, there's two categories of people that I'm thinking in my mind. I'm like, dang, I'm thinking like, dang, I'm old. And then also, you know, like those fat, like real, like obese people, and they go and they order like a
Diet Coke
food, and then like, and a Diet Coke, please.
That's funny.
But it's like, I can't even drink regular Coke because I can't even handle the sugar anymore.
Oh, wow.
Because I still love sugar, but it's like I have to cut it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'll get sick if I overdo it. So,
right.
Yeah, to be on the safe side, I'll get, like, if I have to get soda, because most of the time I'm on my water, I'll have coffee, occasional energy drinks, but... You know, just most of the time I try to just drink water. But if I'm drinking soda, I go to diet.
Yeah. So my question to you is, do you think that society is going to start backtracking on that, or is it going to get worse?
It It's going to get worse on a whole, and especially how social media is.
For beauty
I don't think
standards.
it's going to get better.
And then you know what happened too? Now they're going to do the metaverse, that metaverse thing. So now it's even more of a thing where you can hide behind some avatar, you know, that you can, or
Yes,
caricature you can
and
paint of yourself. Being fake is the new real. Even if you want to be fully natural, no relaxed hair, not even a pressed hair, you should do it. You don't want to have long nails. You don't want to even paint your nails. You should not have to do it. You know, if you don't want to have a, like, you don't want to build your butt because you accepting your butt for what it is, do that. You know, you shouldn't feel, don't let society pressure you into being, you know, into making everything that you do be about vanity more so than taking care of yourself, you know? So I think you really have to sit down when you do all these things. You got to think to yourself, am I doing this for me? Or am I doing this because everybody else keeps on pressuring me, making fun of me? Even people, you know, like, why am I really doing this? Number one, put God first at all times, you know, with everything that you do, and then you will make the right decision.
I used to think I was ugly growing up. Like, you know, and I would, like, you know, poke fun at myself all of the time. Like, oh, I'm fat, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. First of all, I'm looking back and I'm like, dang, I wish I was that size now.
That always happens. You're like, damn, I wish I was nicer to myself.
And then you know, you look back at your old pictures and I'm like, dang, I was pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still pretty.
Exactly.
But you're like, dang, why did I think I was ugly?
Right. And that goes back to the children thing. Like, when you're a child, you might think that you look this and think this and you feel this way. When you look back on that same situation or look at yourself again, you'll be like, there was nothing wrong with me. So by making a decision then, right, to do something drastic, like change your gender, change this, add boobs, add all this stuff, you haven't even given yourself a chance to be where we're at. Where you're looking back on yourself and being like, if I knew that, you know, what I know now, I wouldn't have thought the way I thought. It is a very hard world. We are just, you know, we are taking our time to get through it and try to mature. But that is the end of our little topic. Guys, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed our content today. Thank you, Abundance, for being here and sharing your thoughts and opinions on the subjects that affect all of us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, honey. And all right, guys, please stay tuned for the next episode. Have a good one.